fixture day, it's fixture day, it's fixture day. The games are finally released. Welcome back to the video on the channel, Newcastle fans. If you are new to Black and White Banter, make sure you drop down, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and make sure you get us on Facebook and Instagram as well. And Twitter. We're on Twitter now as well. Great day today. The fixtures are finally out this morning, first thing. So happy fixture release day to all Newcastle fans. Hope you're having a great day with family and friends. It's like Christmas, isn't it? There's no World Cup to look forward to this summer because of the Qatar shaft, stupid Winter World Cup. So fixture day is great. We get to see how the season's going to pan out. And because there's an optimism in the air with the new owners, the new management, we are actually looking forward to a season. So I've got the fixtures in front of me here. Nottingham Forest, first game of the season. We are looking forward to another War Flags display in the first match of the year, which I'm sure with all the time they've got to prepare is going to be special. I wouldn't be surprised if they cover the whole city in a flag. So that's first up at St James's Park. For me, that's a good game. It's a one I'm looking forward to. Nottingham Forest haven't been in the Premier League since I was a little kid, 1999, I believe it was. I was only a little nipper. So long overdue for them to be back in the Premier League. The only thing I would say to that is there's maybe a better time to play a newly promoted side like Nottingham Forest than the first game, because teams that either get promoted for the first time or haven't been in the league for a very long time, like Forest, they do normally have a knack of starting the season with a bang, winning some football matches, really coming quickly out the traps. You know, even if you look at recent years, Huddersfield in the 17-18 season, they won their first game 3-0 and they beat us 1-0 in the first home game of their season. Brentford last year, first ever time in the Prem, a lot of people probably written them off. Absolutely flew out the traps at the start of the season, petered off a little bit and ended up having a good year. So I've got no doubts about it. Forest will have that excitement going into that first game. Fans will be up for it. Players will have a buzz, and they'll probably close down everything. They'll be like madmen on that pitch, like someone's just shoved the Duracell battery up the backsides. So is there maybe a better time to play Nottingham Forest? Yes, I think there is, because the squad won't be great. Their strength in depth, I don't think they're not going to spend hundreds of millions of pounds this summer. So as the long old season goes on, they may get worse and worse. Who knows? But it's certainly a winnable game. You can potentially get your Man Cities, your Liverpools, all of them sort of matches. So it could be a lot worse. So it's a game I'm looking forward to. And St James's Park, the place is going to be fucking buzzing. Pardon the French. It's going to be absolutely buzzing that first game. Drinks in the pub beforehand. Hopefully the sun will still be shining. So yeah, good start in my opinion. Now the first month, first 4 games we're looking at, we've got Brighton away. Lovely little bus trip that for the first game of the season. I'm gonna have to pack the extra sandwiches and the extra beers for that one. Again, nice time of the year to go to Brighton, the seaside, maybe some fish and chips in the sunshine in August. So again, a winnable match on paper. I've got no doubts about it. Our squad will be stronger going into these games. We will be making signings, even if Botman and Hugo from France feels like it's taken a lifetime. Our squad will be stronger. And I don't see Brighton as a bad first away game at all. They've lost Dan Ashworth, who's heading up their recruitment. Looks like they're going to lose the goalkeeper. They've already lost Basuma to Spurs, so who knows where Brighton might be next year going into the new season. They might be struggling a little bit depending on who they recruit. So I'm not overly worried by Brighton as a first away game. Then we've got Man City. For me, Man City's a free hit. Even though we are going to compete now, and it's exciting times under Eddie Howe and the new ownership, and we're going to give teams a bit more of a go than what we have in the past. Man City, as we found out at the back end of last season when we got thumped 5-0, is a free hit. They've got Haaland. They're going to strengthen even more. One of the best teams in the world. To get that game out the way early is not a bad thing to me. And it's a free punt, and who knows where we can take them. If we get 2 wins in our first 2 games or 4 points, confidence is booming. Who knows where we can go from there. And then we've got Wolves. So that's not a bit of a mixed bag of a month, really. And the best thing about this fixture list for me, looking at it across the whole season, is that there's no standout hard month. You know, like in December last year when we had Man City, Liverpool, Leicester, back to back to back to back. It's not really like that going into this season. The fixtures are evenly spread, which I quite like. It doesn't happen very often. Now, key fixtures to look out for me. Let's go through dates-wise first. We've got on Boxing Day, which is always a nice fixture, which will be the first game back after the Qatar Winter World Cup. All drinking mulled wine with our blankets over ourselves in the beer gardens for the World Cup. First game back after that old slog, which is going to be a bit weird, is Leicester away. I love a Boxing Day fixture. I always want us to be away. There's nothing better than getting on that bus with the Christmas jumpers, the new trainers and the aftershaves that you've just got the day before for Christmas, and enjoying just a lovely Christmas Day session as well. It's great to be away from home. So we've got Leicester on Boxing Day. New Year's Eve is a tasty one. Leeds is always tasty, home or away. There's always a bit of trouble, which I just think is a bit embarrassing, but generally it's a fixture to look out for. New Year's Eve is when we've got them, which is a great little end of the year potentially as well, and a winnable fixture, let's face it. Now, pre-World Cup, I talked about Leicester being after. We've got Southampton away and Chelsea at home just before that long break. Now, it's a weird one, the pre-World Cup games, because you'd assume that a lot of the bigger players who are going to be playing in the tournament, will they be holding back a little bit in the fixtures before? Because nobody wants to miss a World Cup, let's face it. So Chelsea, our last game before, a star-studded team full of all sorts of nationalities and all sorts of World Cup players. Will they be going in that extra 5% for the tough tackles? Will our players? Will Bruno? Will Trippier? It's weird. It's a weird metric because when we have Summer World Cups, players have a little bit of a break to recover, even if they did get an injury, touch wood that they don't. So it's going to be a strange metric to see how players go into them last couple of games before the World Cup starts. And also what the fatigue's going to be like after a Summer World Cup. Well, a hot World Cup, so should I say, in Qatar. Booming temperatures, mentally draining, physically draining, to then get stuck back into a Boxing Day Premier League game. Is it a bit much of an ask? You could argue that. So that's going to be interesting. Now, end to the season, it's what we always look out for. And can I just say, how nice is it to not have to look at the end of the season and think, ooh, that's a nice little run in, bearing in mind we'll probably be in a relegation battle by then. I'm not going to jinx myself too much by saying we definitely won't be in a relegation, but you would like to hope if Eddie Howe spends wisely this summer under this regime, we are not going to be fighting against the Bournemouths, the Nottingham Forests, battling at that bottom end. So I'd like to look at the end of the season and think, wow, because we've got optimism now, we can look forward to whatever our last month entails. Last game of the season's Chelsea away, very difficult fixture to finish on, but who knows what that might be looking at. We might be going into that game, God, imagine going into that game looking for a Europa Conference League spot, a Europa League spot. Who knows? We have Leicester before that at home. Another Bruno last minute goal would be lovely. We've got Leeds as well, which is a bit unfortunate. Leeds away is the standout away game for a lot of Newcastle fans. The fact we've got it so late in the season is a bit annoying. If there's not much to play for by then, it's a little bit more frustrating, but it's still a cracking away day anyway. Now, the standout fixture for me that I always look for is Man United. We don't have Sunderland. We don't have, dare I say, Middlesbrough. Not much of a derby to me, Middlesbrough, but Man United, I hate them. Absolutely hate them. Always want to get one over on them. So we've got Man United at first. We've got them in October away from home at Old Trafford. And we've got them at home again in April. So all of the bigger games, Leeds, Man United, Leicester, Chelsea, all coming towards the end. And I would love to say that that's a really tough month. But I think Leicester's always a winnable game. We've got a decent record against them more recently. Chelsea, yes, very difficult place to go, but Man United, we don't know where they're going to be under their new management. Still haven't got anyone in this window yet, so who knows. But Man United is the tasty fixture I always look out for personally. So all in all, I think that's not a bad start to the season, which is great. We can get off to an absolute flyer against Forest if we've got those players at our disposal, that our squad's improved, which you would assume it has. Quite an easing of a month with regards to your Brightons, your Wolves, obviously Man City sandwiched in between. We've got a nice steady run all the way through with no super difficult month like the month of death, if you want to call it that. Boxing Day, Leicester. We've got Leeds on New Year's Eve. We've got Chelsea to finish the season. Leicester, Man United and Leeds all quite clumped together at that back end of the season. But yeah, I'm happy with them fixtures. And I tell you what, the optimism running through my veins and running through this city going into the season, now the fixtures have been released is nothing short of incredible. It is. The turnaround, and we keep saying it all the time, on this fixture release compared to last year, looking at that Burnley game, thinking that's going to be a relegation 6-pointer, is incredible. And that's why I cannot wait to get in St James's Park on the 6th of August against Forest. So that's the fixtures. And now we can start looking forward to this new season on the horizon and see who we get in this transfer window. Is it going to be Botman? Is it going to be Hugo Etitikik? I'll keep trying that name, but who knows? I'm sick of hearing their names, but let's fingers crossed we get them in. And who knows who else might come in. There's a long way of this window yet. August the 6th, bring it Nottingham Forest. If you are new to Black and White Banter though, Newcastle fans, make sure you drop down, give us a like, give us a subscribe, as I said at the start of the video, and let us know in the comments, what's your standout fixture? We all have a different one. Mine's Man United. What are you guys looking out for? How do you think the fixtures have gone for us? Good? Bad? Are you confident now you've seen our start to the season? Where do you think we might end up now you've looked at the fixtures? And yeah, let me know your thoughts on that first game against Nottingham Forest, if you fancy us, or whether you think their excitement of getting promoted might be a little bit too much for us. And I've got no doubts about it. I'll be touching down for another video later in the week as the transfer window, I'd like to hope, heats up a little bit. It's got a little bit damp the last couple of days. So I'll see you on the next video, Newcastle fans. Have a lovely weekend in the sunshine. Away the lads.